Hello, everybody, and welcome to another bonus run for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Summer Marathon. You might be thinking, holy cow, how many runs is one person doing? Well, yeah,
Yes.
I'm doing a lot.
Just yes.
This time around, though, we've got Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, and we've got the co-op set up, this time with a interesting flag set. We'll put it at that. If you know about the World Series of Free Enterprise that happened a while ago, this co-op flag set is very similar to that. The only changes we have are we did enable self and back row, as normally it would only have life glitch enabled because of how the flags changed in Free Enterprise. And we also have the Supersmith flag on just because extra funsies.
Yeah. Most of the time it doesn't end up paying out too much, but it's always fun to go for.
Oh yeah, so I'm Sonrath 11, and my partner in crime for this,
the Sid. We're having fun with this, right?
Oh yeah. So hey Osloto, if you're still around, do you want to count us in?
I certainly am still around. I can do that for you. Is everybody ready?
Ready to go.
Let's go with a 3, 2, 1, off you go.
All right, so we are going to have to complete 3 objectives in order to get the crystal. Our objectives are to obtain Edward, defeat the boss at the basement of Baron Castle. Oh, we have double twin start.
Oh, what?
No, with a darkness crystal.
Can I quit?
Okay.
Get me out of here. This is a nightmare.
We need to defeat King and Queen Evelyn. We have to find the Odin boss and defeat him, and liberate Baron Castle. Those are our 5 objectives. We only have to complete 3 of them, and we will get the crystal, which is absolutely necessary for the final fight of the game. But with co-op, you know, we can split up and start doing different
Speaking
things.
Of, I'm gonna see what our free character is right off the bat, just to throw some caution to the wind here.
Sounds good.
Gosh, we need a body. Anything will do as long as it's got HP.
And I'm just going to loot Baron to start, which opens up with a Dragoon Spear. So definitely loot that first pot. And that's Cecil at the end.
That inn is high value.
That inn is very high value. Checking our starting inventory, it doesn't look great, but it also doesn't look too bad.
Drops could be nice if we can get up to Quake, but really, like, we want to use them if... Ooh, exit, nice. Hey,
yeah, I was going to say.
Pretty,
if you want a free exit, head over to Rose's house.
Yeah, I'll probably dip through there, and then we'll split up after, see what the moon has for us.
And that's a change rod. That's Porum, not Palom. Come on, hands, I need you to work.
Chain's a nice little boost, +5 wisdom. It also hit a little bit harder.
Indeed it does, and I love my hands sometimes. And I love the kid in Baron.
The choice is to always blame the NPC. It's never your fault. Blame the old lady. Yeah, well, that works.
So, I guess I should land and check the Baron item shop real quick. We are going to be looking for a few items, albeit nothing too terribly much. Stardust might actually be useful here at the start.
Objective on the moon. We have Edward up here.
We have Eddie up there?
I have mixed feelings about this. Very mixed feelings about this. I'll check the item shop while I'm up here.
So I went ahead and picked up a Stardust. What a Stardust does is it's a Japanese version usable item that casts the spell Comet. And Comet just does area of effect damage, so it's really not too bad. There's a heroine robe in the bottom right grass.
Okay.
Mist.
Sirens are on the moon, by the way.
All right, I will note that down.
Sirens. So at least we know where they are. We're not worrying about them the entire seed. Most of the time, we'll
Indeed.
want them in the moon anyway, so works out pretty well.
There are few edge case scenarios that we don't, but
The big one would be cracking eggs underground to get a little bit of EXP jump start, but I think we're going to have to muddle our way through this entire seed.
yeah, I think so too. Nothing great in the Mist weapon shop, Mist armor shop, and nothing great either. So you said sirens on the moon.
Yep. Dragon whips over here, but that's just about nothing. Ninja shirts, so nothing.
And we're going to be communicating back and forth a lot while we are running, so
Baham Orb and exits in Mysidia. Oh, that's a shame. I gotta come back for that.
Ninja Star available in the pot in Kaipo. My cat is being a cat, which is great.
Cat doing cat-like things, yep.
So the lit bolts I personally don't like to keep because the lit bolts actually do a percentage damage based upon your HP. We have Bedge.
That means Sand Ruby's really valuable if we can get a hold of it early.
Yeah, the Sand Ruby would be absolutely fantastic. We do have Bacchuses available in Kaipo.
Okay. Kaipo. Bacchus. Thank you, Rydia's Rosa's mom, for getting in the way.
And the white shirt available. I mean, you're going to get a bandana and a headband in Mist, so.
Yeah, we shouldn't need it, but I'm going to write down anyway.
Now, considering that we do have those exits in Mysidia and we did start with Darkness Crystal, I'm going to go ahead and raise the Lunar Whale and grab those exits. Because one of the areas that Sid and I like to go check early on, especially when we do have exits available, is Watery Pass. Yep. Because it has a pretty good density of chests.
So Mist was pretty sparse in the shops, right?
Nothing in Mist to note in the shops.
I'll dip in here, waste that one exit, get some money, and head over to get those exits as well. I'll probably actually do a loop around Agart to get information, and then head over. Troya is also good too with the exits, because there's a lot of dense chests, but they're kind of like hidden. Actually, I don't need to move this.
So between Toroya and Toroya Castle, until we have the Earth Crystal, we have 13 chests available there. Damcian has 11. And Watery Pass has, I don't exactly remember how many. It's quite a few, though.
Sure, yeah. I'd almost safely say it's like 15 to 20 chests.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good payout. We have coffins in Agart.
Coffins in Agart?
With this party, those might be very valuable.
We'll find out when we get there.
Heroine robes in here. Hopefully we don't need that.
I mean, if we get a Rosa, I'm totally putting a heroine robe on her.
Charm claws, ninja sticks, silence rods, but we can do better. All right, old man, don't you dare. The reason I wouldn't exit out of here is because I want to check this grass to see. It's a Baham Orb. Nice.
Very nice.
It's holding a good secret.
First two chests contain a glass mask and pocket change.
Let's see what we're seeing.
And a free exit.
Well, I guess I didn't need to come by here first then.
Life stick.
I'm coming in from the front.
Yep, I'm in the front.
Let's see here. Change stick. Keep the mute. Get rid of diamond ice.
Siren, Mirasame, and 10 gold. I'm just going to go ahead and exit out.
Darkness.
So, even though I do have to sit through the animation with exits, exiting out tends to be a bit faster. It really just varies upon how deep you are in an area and how many screen transitions you would have to go through, as well as the amount of time it takes in order to walk out of said area.
So since we have heroines on the table, I'm going to sell the heroine instead of the Bahamut Orb.
Okay, you can also grab a power shirt in the second room.
I mean, that's legally distinct heroine robe, that's for sure.
Yeah, it just doesn't give the Agi.
Yeah, it's the only reason I would take power over that more often is because it's just more applicable equipies. But
Unless you are playing a wacky challenge flag called Omnidextrous, where everybody can equip everything.
yeah, heroin robes are basically legally distinct adamant armors. There's especially because like you can equip everything, so you can triple up on heroin robes. It gets a little bit wild really fast. Okay.
Omnidex is amazing.
Oh, it's a fun seed that's about half the length of this. You more or less can clear it in sub-hour in a lot of conditions. It's a little bit easier.
The back isn't half bad. It's got quite a bit of money as well, all things considered.
With our glass characters, glass masks are going to be kind of nice for forcing our way through. Just need to find a damage source. Hopefully there's something good in Troya, Fabul, or Silvera.
I mean, there are Stardust for sale over in Kaipo.
That might be what I have to do. Hopefully. Okay. Stairs, please.
Stairs are hard, yo.
Yeah, one of the things is early on we need to note a lot of stuff. So if you see me wandering against walls, it's probably because I'm trying to walk and write at the same time.
You want a second heroin robe?
Oh, baby! Yeah, so the heroin robe sell was a somewhat big gamble because we have Palom. So that's pretty easy.
We have Porum as well, and Porum can equip the heroin robe. And on top of that, there's an X-Cal in the back of Damsian.
Really, we're hoping we see a bow, because the heroin plus either samurai or arty will get us enough damage that we don't need to rely on items. Stardust rods will also be a big impact too.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna head up over there and loot out the destroyed remnants of Damsian.
But wait, Dragon Lord, let's make it even better. Get Lightbringer as your Supersmith weapon with the dupe flag on, and I'll have everybody dual-wielding Lightbringers, please.
Yeah, I was begging for it in one of the seeds. We finally started with Eddie and Spoon on a regular seed. Glass.
So, Toroya Castle, one of my favorite areas in the game, as well as an area I see every single time I do a run, since in vanilla I run the no credits warp category, so I have to come here to Toroya regardless.
Lifestick will hit decently hard in the center.
Crystal Sword in the 8-pack of the Toroyan Armory.
Nice.
So that and an Avenger. Oh, good lord. That X-Cal's getting retired.
And we'll give you the Mute Dagger. Nice. Yeah, the X-Cal is a good source of money at this point. Normally, we'd be splitting up a little bit more here, but because my choice to check the moon immediately, I'm a little bit lagging behind, but once we start doing checks, we'll split up again.
I'm going to keep the big bomb, sell off the Charm Claw. We got glass masks for sale in the Toroya Armor Shop. In the Weapon Shop, we have Artemis Arrows. I'm going to pick up 50 of those. So, you may notice that I rapid fire sell a lot of things, and that's just because I'm used to playing this with fairly low equipment. Hourglass 3 is available in Toroya.
Let's go! As long as we can survive a turn.
Grimoires.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Grimoires are high DPS, but very high risk. So, with this party, I'm going to go up Hobbs and hope it pays out.
I mean, at this point, I might actually go up Ordeals and go for a payout there.
Yeah, I go with the more safe plays as a less skilled individual, working slowly but surely. What?
I guess I don't need to tell you what was there.
Okay. I just all right. Yeah, we're looking good here. We got a Mute Dagger on Eddie, which is pretty decent. We want bow and arrows, but in case we want to equip, which means I want to go. Where is it? Keep going. This. Throw that
Fubble.
glass mask on for some fizz. Nothing special here. Nothing special here. All right.
Nothing special in Fabul Weapon and Armor Shop. I mean, the most you can make an argument for is the Rune Axe. And Hourglass 2s.
Silk webs, though.
Yeah, I probably should grab some. I don't need to note them down.
We'll get rid of the glasses here.
So, if you have played Final Fantasy II US and not actually played with the Japanese items from FF2, the Silk Web will apply 2 instances of slow onto, I believe it's the entirety of the enemy group.
Yeah, it should hit everything, but it rarely gets used on enemies. That's
Yep.
the reason that you'll. I'm not.
And
sure.
that's the only reason that I tend to forget that, because more often than not, you're really only using it for one specific fight, which is Zeromus, the final boss. Did you hit Silvera yet?
No.
All right, I'm going to
Have you-
Silvera.
You haven't run into Cat Claws, have you?
Negative Ghost Rider, I have not.
Okay. I'm gonna go head up Hobbs then. Probably the best play for now. Get some more information. Normally, going up Hobbs can be a punish play, but since we saw Cecil in the inn, unless we run into specifically, you know what? I'm gonna want a back row here because we want to just survive this fight. But since we saw Cecil in the inn, unless there is a dupe, this should be the only. Ooh, Stardust Rods. That's nice. What do we
Yep,
have?
Stardust Rods for sale here.
Exit Mage at the top with Dark Elf. I'm crying.
Old Man Tello with Dark Elf. We got lives here.
Okay, Brain.
So don't stay used to the lives being as low of a price as they are, because I know in the next version that is coming up for free enterprise, lives are going to get bumped way up in price.
Okay, we want to use the Stardust Rod here. It should clear.
I'm gonna go grab that Tella as well.
So Silvera has Stardust Rods, huh? Okay, where's my big one? Razor's ready to clear. I'm not trying to waste my Grimoires or risk the damage variance. Okay. So Silvera has... What's it? Stardust Rods were the big thing in Silvera?
Stardust Rods and lives.
Okay. I knew there was a reason I wanted to go over there. My brain just, noped out. Ooh, Artie Bow. Holy goalie. Let's go.
All right.
It is up, running, and ready to murder. Let's friggin' go.
No, this is column, not forum.
That makes me want to take... I think we leave the heroine on for survivability, actually. That bow is super huge with the Edward I got from the moon. It's a decent... If it wasn't for the heroine robe and Porum at this point, and Palom already being able to equip the heroine robe, going to the moon and grabbing Eddie probably would be a really good play, but since we have probably the better solution right here, that doesn't need to be done, but I'll take advantage of having multiple characters. The heroine robe gives a nice fat 15 agility bonus here, so it'll allow me to throw out these Grimoires almost instantaneously.
At the cost of wisdom and will.
Yep, which means my spells will do absolutely nothing. Oh, Moss Immune in the chest under the bridge in Antlion.
Okay.
Need to check the free boss spots too. Mira down here as well. There's a fair decent cache on just the left side. Middle.
Well, I think my next play is going to be Mount Ordeals.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
I'm going to make the dumber play, if you will.
It's probably the right play. It's just a little bit more skill intensive. I'm trying to pad out my EXP so my characters have a little bit more, just in case we run into something really rude. Or at the very least, my level will be high enough, Source Robe, so that I can tank or I can get out the Artie arrows if it's Wyvern, because we do not have Wyvern on. So we get hit with Mega Nuke every time.
Yeah, we don't have Wyvern or Witchburn on. We will get Mega Nuked.
Zork Rogue here. All right, so our party's looking pretty well set up. Though I tend to be a little bit more aggressive with using gear rather than selling it.
Where I tend to sell off a lot of gear because I know what I need for my minimum.
Let's start like more here and hopefully clear in one shot.
I did not mean to overwrite that
enough.
save, but it's okay.
Should kill. Yep.
All right, so first boss.
No glitch, Sedge. Yeah,
Is
a
Darkened.
spoon. Excuse me.
All right, you got your spoon word.
That moon play is, and the cool thing about this too, is because we have back row glitch. Since Edward either comes with the harp, or in this case, comes with the bow, we'll be able to keep it in back road so that Spoon will do full damage from back road. Imps.
That should kill.
Lamau. Let's see here. So I'm going to head over to Fabul. Actually, no, I want to save that EXP for Cecil, so I will go do Follow You Up the Mountain.
All right.
Yeah,
Boss spot
there's
2
no
is
reason
an
to save that.
evil wall.
So now my help mage is going to be going extremely fast with the 15 from Artie and the 15 from the rogue, and also having agility agnostic on, or anchor, whichever it is. Porum is going to be my anchor, so having plus 30 agility is going to allow my characters to get more moves in than the boss. So we can start off on the right foot. Ooh, mute bell. That'll be nice. The shops up here were kind of rough, though. Save here, because there's no way I'm going back down without killing these bosses. Hopefully my Grimoire here will just clear this fight. And then I can go by Silvera, grab the lives that I should have got before I came here. Get on my
Well,
face.
evil wall just wanted Palom dead.
Yes, that's cute. This is my luck with Grimoires. This is why I don't use them. Did heal everybody. We'll just fight here. This should clear. Yeah. These the Artie arrow and bow can be very useful if you run into Wyvern because it's flagged as a dragon. So
Hey,
depending on the spot, it should one shot. All right, I'm gonna roll the dice again. Can do it. No, I said no, no.
It's the legend sword up top.
That's a bit too vanilla. This is what I get for letting the,
Is this Water Hag or is this the Bull Gauntlet? This is Water Hag. Well, that's unfortunate.
All right, get in there, Eddie.
I would have rather seen Fabul Gauntlet in here just so that way it's out of the way. But instead, we get a Water Hag. It's 3 hits, and then the fight's done.
I just love how that we already have best Eddie set up, power shirt, hat, and freaking spoon. Unfortunately, like Eddie can't equip the strength ring or the Zeus gauntlet, so we're pretty much min-maxing here. This is a really nice setup.
Yeah, I'm going to be picking up that spoon as well as Eddie here in just a little bit.
This is one of the few times where like making a very big deviation play seemed to pay out.
So
it could have easily been a punish.
So kind of sorta on the vanilla boss, because the fun part about DKC is you don't have to sit through the cutscene with DKC, especially if you do Mist Clip early on in vanilla and pick up Dancing Daggers after duping Kane's Iron Shield. Because you can then pick up a stack of 10 Dancing Daggers and just use those against DKC and defeat him that way by dealing 1,000 damage. Fun fact, that's how we do it in pretty much all of the runs. All right, we're going to go pick up our Eddie. I'm going to go the complete wrong way to do so because my brain thought I was elsewhere.
Yeah, I gotta do some goofy stuff too. I'll probably go by the inn, then hit up Silvera for those lives. Let's see, what do we have total? So we've got coffins, hourglasses, Bacchuses. Where were the silks? Let's see.
Silks were
Infable? Okay, I can grab those on the way to do that check. So I'll go get that Cecil, which has Crystal Sword as well, so... The only thing we really want for at this point is Adamants or more power shirts.
Yeah, either Adamants or power shirts.
We're in a pretty commanding position. This open looked very dire, and it opened up fairly quick, fortunately. The Darkness Crystal is still quite terrifying because our progression could be stuck there.
It absolutely could, but we at least have some sort of survivability now.
Yeah, we have enough power to get through stuff, and with hourglasses, at the very least, we can shut down encounters before they get too dangerous.
Artemis arrows, Artemis bow. Form you to there.
Take a save here just in case to make sure nothing goofy happens. The only thing that kind of stinks about this is I'm blowing a lot of my heals pretty prematurely, but this Cecil is way too good to wait for.
All right, so I'm gonna go pick up that spoon real quick. Why am I taking the whale?
Free Berserk. Yeah, it's all right. We got orbs here. That's rough. Not a problem.
That's not too bad, actually.
That's just mildly annoying with this setup. If I get rid of orb quickly enough, I can just stardust my way through it.
Yeah, we're gonna take down the defender orb first, and then go after CPU itself.
Normally I would. I'm just gonna try and clip through here real quick because the HP is fairly low. But the damage is looking a little bit high. Oh, the wall wasn't up yet. Actually, that was a bit of a mistake.
So, while the fight's going on and I'm going through the Antlion Cave, Osloto, if you have anything that you want to plug or any donations to read, by all means, go for it.
Well, as it stands now, there have been no new donations come in, but I gotta say, it's great watching Free Enterprise. I haven't played in years, but man, it is great. If you do want to donate, by the way, I will pop that into the chat.
There's in the end with the Cecil. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's all good, my friend. You're the runners. You guys are the ones doing all the work. I'm just plugging the donations. All your funds will go to the Liam Foundation. We're hoping to exceed our summer total. Yeah, but otherwise, enjoy the run. This has been very entertaining for me. I haven't seen this in years, and it's great.
So you said that's an adamant armor behind Cecil?
Yes, he comes with his own adamant.
Well, we're kind of set.
I don't even know. Yeah, we can just leave him in the front row. It doesn't really matter. I do gotta clean out my inventory though before this gets too messy. All right. Trash. Trash. Yeah, this bomb. I'll hold on to it for the time being. But,
all right. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing. All right. If you are a fan of Spoonword and you really wanted to see 2 Spoonwords, well, consider your dreams fulfilled right there.
It might as well be, yeah. I gotta do Fabul first. No, with this I can just do Evelyn.
Oh yeah, you could jump straight into Evelyn Castle.
Yeah, 14 lives is more than enough. I forgot we started with a better kit.
Yep.
Get up. And I'll keep this Porum in the center. One, because we get a accuracy bonus in the center, so the arrows will hit a lot more consistently. But two, because the speed is so ridiculously high that I'll be able to chuck out hourglasses as quickly as possible. Ooh, white robe. Let's go.
I am going to need to do some selling.
Point. Less here.
So, fun part about the Baron in Guards fight in vanilla is it's only an HP pool of 400, so
Yeah,
it goes down very quickly. Now, this health pool
Bit bigger.
is, yeah, only a slight bit bigger. It's 4,000. But that shouldn't be too bad to get through.
So left tower has
Especially if I just roll a Bahamut.
So left tower has Lamia and Black Cats, but no key item, just class mask.
Okay. It's still decent EXP, so...
It's the lone pot. There's also a white shirt on the upper floor, so...
Okay.
Why am I going... Okay, I guess I'm going right first. Cute.
So that Cecil with the Adamant armor is about to be doing some damage with a capital damage.
Okay, we're going to just fix this.
There's the crystal. We're going to equip the bandana. And
Yeah,
do we have
we still
anything
have
to throw
that.
on
Forget
arms?
it.
We do not. So Eddie gets the other bandana at this point, as Spoonword is about to be really angry. So what do I want to get rid of right now?
I think we're gonna pivot.
We are doing rapid fire selling again. I don't care about shields. Oh, I do have a dragon whip.
Defense
we'll
stick
get rid of the
from
blitz
the
whip.
Staleman. Not bad, but not great either.
I mean, defense, if we run into a cane, is one of his best weapons.
Yep, that's probably our next improvement. Going to move Cecil as the center here, so that I can anchor off of him. And
Is he back row glitched?
Yes. I'm gonna give that to Eddie, of course. And we go.
And I am hitting Fabul.
So that was Staleman and Skelly's in the right tower. The Mad Ogres are bottom chest on the right side.
All right.
I gotta be careful here though, because Cecil's going to fastly outspeed everybody. So it'll make life glitching a little bit harder than it probably should be. So I gotta be very careful when I swing.
So we got a Calbrana fight here. I'm gonna open up with a Shiva. And they're dead.
Maybe.
So we don't have to worry about the big doll coming out.
Oh, that's my fault. Well, got one ogre. One of the other things you can do is throw a hourglass too and stop the back with pink. Nice.
Yep. Pink tail coming in
Alright.
from Fabul.
So I will check the center, but there is no key items in Evelyn.
Okay.
Just EXP.
So we have Flame Dog and then Moon.
Yeah, don't remind
Oh wait,
me.
I already hit these.
We
So-
do need to check the Mist Cave and Waterfall for boss, though, just to make sure before we forget.
This is true. So I'm actually going to make a few checks that I wouldn't normally make, which is checking the Eblin Castle, or not Eblin Castle, the Fabul Castle throne room, and those 3 hidden chests. The pot has an item, and then you got the 3 hidden chests, and they're interesting checks to make. because you can find some good stuff, or you can find absolute garbage like I did. The strength ring, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great either. Since we need to check bosses,
I'm gonna go check Flame
I'm
Dog.
checking Waterfall.
Some extra garbage first.
That is Ruby. So I'm just going to take Ruby down real quick.
Charms, those are pretty bad.
And that got me exit.
Mute bells could be useful if I need to check Sylph.
Yes.
So we're going to hold on to those.
So mute bells, as you would expect, actually do cast the spell mute. And there are 3 trapped chests within Sylph Cave that those are extremely useful for. Especially so that way you don't get fire to death. We have Asura as the Mist Dragon today.
What a bummer. Alright, so the overworld is pretty much lean.
I'll go ahead and check these chests while I'm here.
Why is it always the first one now? What the heck? Alright, that's gonna kill Tella.
Because we've been very lucky on rolling first chest.
Depending on what this is, I think I'll walk back out and I might phase check the boss at the top. Magma key. Oh, thank holiness.
All right.
I am still gonna go phase check the boss real quick because I should be able to clear this fairly fast.
I'm gonna go grab that magma key, and I think it'll be time for me to head underground.
I want to double check and make sure I've got the save here. I gotta go grab that pink tail. It's one of the things we're looking for, as anybody that's watched FE know. 10 key items doubles your EXP, and that's going to be our easy route to getting up to Zeramus levels fairly fast.
But is it going to be Zeramus? That's the question.
That is a very good question, actually. But yeah, this puts us at 5. And since Baron is pretty much required, we'll most likely be at 6 plus Crystal at 7. So we only need a few more loose key items.
All right, I have obtained my magma key.
Agama. One of the other things, too, is since we know edges in the bed, holding on to ninja swords isn't necessarily a great idea, but I try not to sell until I absolutely have to. If I see adamants, sales coming, but until then, I usually hold on.
I'm gonna go up to the moon and grab some sirens.
Have Kaipo in guards up here.
Well, that's a free fight.
Yeah, let's see if we can... I think Hourglass is probably the right way to handle this. And then I'll gamble on a Grimoire. I mean, I guess... Well, with the way RNG works, that was the right play.
Did you end up rolling into Odin?
Bahamut. Same diff.
Yeah, close
Cleared
enough.
everything but the lead. Probably need to go to the moon to get sirens, too. Scrambling eggs isn't always an awful idea when you still got Quake. Actually, speaking of which, am I at Quake yet? I mean...
You should be.
Alright, so I think I'll walk this back down.
I know I am not at Quake.
And Water Turtle.
Yang and Kenatsu's at Golbez's spot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not going to be too bad of a fight. Especially
That
since
means
Golbez has low HP.
That means he's not at Ruby's spot. Yeah, Cognazzo's gimmick is such a weird one that throws a lot of people off.
I mean, you're worried about Kenatsu at Ruby. I'm worried about Kenatsu at Elements or CPU.
Yeah, since it's the wave is based on the HP. So high HP pool spots or fast spots with high HP are the scariest. All right, let me go get my pink tail, and I guess I'll be heading underground shortly.
And I'm dropping my magma key in the well right now.
I'm gonna go grab those lives before I forget, because gosh knows I will.
Yeah, don't forget those lives.
Using lives on your party is, like, honestly less likely than using lives to double your EXP, but still, it does happen from time to time. Should be fine. Ooh, AU apples are here too. That's actually important. Have everything. I don't want to start using these exits up. I will note that just in case, because we do have Eddie. Probably won't be that far unless we find adamant somewhere, which we might now that we have the last 3 shops open.
Well, we have 3 of the 5 remaining shops open.
So Fabul's worth looting top to bottom, right?
I got some decent stuff out of Fabul.
Okay.
It's a
So
second
remember you
life stake.
mentioning
That's nice. Didn't see anything super useful in the Tomra item shop. Mazas are for sale in Tomra.
And that works too.
Don't need the heals.
Water snack.
Item sort. And check the armor shop as soon as this dude comes back to the counter.
Hey, buddy, I want to buy stuff.
And that's the money mail. So nothing great.
Yep. Just a cash sink. So the nice thing is if we find Hook, we can and probably will immediately drop everything to go get that. Because that also means we can adamant up the spoon word. So we functionally have 2 crystal sword wielders, minus the holy element.
Granted, in FF4, it is still called the white element.
Yeah. I think you said the tress and the throne room were trash, so I'll just hit the pot up and head out. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot of strength rings here. Jeesh. Too bad.
Oh yeah, there absolutely were.
It's kind of frustrating because for whatever I can understand the Zeus gauntlets, but Eddie can't put on the strength rings, which is really annoying.
So I'm going to go ahead and save prematurely.
You know what?
Here.
I almost forgot one of the reasons I came over here: the silk webs.
Yeah, don't forget those.
There is a chance that we find a loose silk web, and it's especially with wild. You know, it's not that unreasonable to look for. That's I always grab 3. You want 1 for the final boss for sure because he moves at a ridiculous pace. But there are some bosses that you want to get in the habit of having silk webs available for. It's not often you need more than a few though, so I buy somewhere between 3 to 5 every time. Just because it's not worth wasting a bunch of money on it. I think I'm probably just going to start checking the Sylph area, actually.
Power shirts available in...
Castle?
Yep, in Dwarven Castle and Castle Giat. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, and that's a crystal ring in the pot.
That's really good.
That's extremely good for Eddie. The nice thing about the crystal rings is not only does it provide elemental resistance, but it also reduces damage taken from dragon-type enemies. And if we end up having to keep Eddie going into the moon and doing the King Ryu grind off of Sirens, the King Ryus are, as you would imagine, dragon-type enemies since they do have Ryu in their name.
Yeah,
and,
plus it gives a nice little 5 agility boost too, so it keeps him...
Adamant armor.
You know, I was thinking of coming in there anyway, but like, you really don't have to convince me anymore. You can stop.
Well, that's free back row glitch on Kane as well.
Alright, so I can hold on to that power shirt too. Why am I going right to left? This is incorrect.
That's a good question. Why are you going right to left?
One of these days I'll learn my lesson. Ooh, dragon cap. I mean, wait, what? Okay, whatever. Ooh, piece of candy. That's literally all it takes.
All right, so with 2 adamant armors...
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll wait until we get the adamant.
I feel a bit more comfortable going into the bosses here in Dwarf Castle. So normally vanilla, you would encounter Calbrena as well as Golbez here, But since we're playing Rando, we get Fabul Gauntlet to start with,
And the water turtle that we saw at the
and
top.
Kainatsu.
Yep.
So I'm going to be going through 5 fights and not really having much of anything going on during them. So
Oh, Dwarfax. I see what you were talking about now.
unless you have anything going on, Sid, I think we can throw it back to
You know
Osloto
what?
for a bit.
You can keep that chest. It's fine.
So yeah, Osloto, take it away.
Why, thank you. This has been, like I said, very entertaining. I do remember doing this gauntlet back in the original game and thinking, I hate the football gauntlet. I really never liked it. And the Calabranians were never fun. Never fun. When you were playing as a kid.
Yeah, the understanding the gimmicks of a lot of these fights is super important.
Absolutely.
It's such an awkward game too. But I maintain that the jank of 4 is what makes it such an alluring speedrun, because there's so many corner cases to work against.
Very much so. It is one of those games where you can most definitely cheese to the max.
Yep.
Especially if you decide to go grind pink tails and get a bunch of adamant armors for no particular reason.
Well,
Set
apparently,
it to wild and get a ton.
yeah, according to this seed, it's just everywhere this time. It's like, oh, you get an adamant, you get an adamant.
There's always like one item that the seed just gives us like dang near double digits of, and it is really weird. And I'm not complaining.
No, not if it's the best armor in the game. Period, bar none. And we end
2 fights left.
the whole time we get to listen to this great Calabrana dancing music. Yay!
Good old dancing Calbrana.
Yep. And
Here and head on in.
we're gonna keep this going for a little bit while longer. Oh, the sylphs.
Yep, this is a play that I often make, and I'm making it now because the first time I get an excuse to kick Tella out is when he's gone.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
What do we have?
I mean, granted, you can actually make Tella be really, really good.
Mhm.
But it very much is an edge case scenario.
Very much so. You're not gonna see it a lot.
Just go more here and pray. Probably should just quake, actually.
Well, time for you, Sonny, to go face yourself a big mad Kainazo.
It's turtle time.
It is. I will be back a little later or whenever I have something to update the good people watching on.
Sounds good. And there is Turtle Boss in Golbez's spot, and we have a Rydia. I am not taking Rydia over Tella in this case.
Yeah, it's just not worth. Oh, Luca key in the 3-pack,
Alrighty.
top left side. Let me click that. Normally, we'd be able to just get that item for free with the warp glitch, but we don't have that active. All the ghosts immediately, I guess.
Alright, so that was Gauntlet and Kainatsu down.
We'll just skip and use Quake.
And now we get Golbez's hand crawling up to grab one of the dark crystals. And now we can try to leave Castle Giat, but we're going to get stopped by King Giat himself as well as Luca.
Ooh, nice work.
And Luca gives us a silver apple. So that is not worth.
I mean, it does have some value with Eddie, but it's definitely not worth clearing, yeah.
One of the things you may have noticed while I was in the gauntlet is that I got the spell Quake.
Alright, kill.
And boy, is Quake handy.
Boy, howdy, that was fun.
Quake is very, very handy. And we are actually going to be making use of it here very shortly. While Sid is going through Sylph Cave, I'm actually going to go ahead and go through Feymarch. And I need to make sure that I move Float up with Tella, as that's what I am used to doing.
All 3 ghosts right off the rip.
And instant monster chest in Feymarch.
Upper right, nice. Yeah, Luca Key is a rabbit hole we'd rather not go down, so it'll probably rot in the inventory until we're absolutely forced to make that play.
Alright, Palom survives, Palom quakes.
Could life glitch this fight, but it ends up taking a little bit too long, and with the unending power that we have right now, it's kind of a moot point. Oh no, you don't.
And it's just a Charm Rod, so we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and loot out the rest of this just to see what we have. And, you know, I should probably turn that off before I forget. Otherwise, there would be a lot of flashing.
Yep. Luckily, I still had a heal, so I can at least quake my way out of this fight.
Second Avenger in the top chest of second floor.
Nice. Quake this.
But yeah, we're going to continue down into an area that I have no rights being in at this level. Because the bosses that we're about to face have 30 and 40,000 HP respectively in their health pool, which is a lot.
So do we have any other
A lot more
purples?
than what we would normally be dealing with. Hey, you're going to hate me.
What's down here?
Pan.
Well, I've only done the backside, so I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna go sell my stuff, and I need to refill my float mage anyway.
There's also a Levia Orb and a second Stardust Rod.
Well, we'll see what the shop down there has for us. So the warrior chest was nothing, right?
It was a Charm Rod.
Neat. I don't care. All right, let's get rid of all this extra
So I don't
stuff.
think there's really
I don't
anything
want
we
that
are
anymore,
looking
don't
for.
that.
Also, if you have a full inventory and you try to shop, you're going to get that message of, hey, your bag's full. You should sell some stuff. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Ninja. I'll keep the 1 hourglass. That actually has a lot more value than most of this. Get rid of the black gold Shura glass. Silence Dragon. Diamond. Stardust is useless
Well,
at this point.
Mute bells, but that's about all that I can make note of.
Wizard. That's rough. Keep the illusions.
Ribbons are pretty nice, not gonna lie.
I mean, it's better than nothing at this point. We'll get rid of the grimoires as well. Get rid of the exits. Just to
So
keep
we're gonna throw one of those
inventory.
ribbons on Palom. We're gonna throw the other ribbon on Porum. Just no, not headband. Ribbon.
Yeah, we'll give you the 1 Soma drop.
And then we're gonna sort. Sell off the leather hat as well as the tiara. And I think we're going to be good for right now.
So there's 2 other shops where we could find adamants. One
3.
in...
Baron as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's Baron and Evelyn right now. As well as... We've checked all the other shops though, right? Besides those 2?
Baron, Evelyn, and Coco's shop.
Oh yeah, the Forge shop, the Copium, I gotcha. Does happen. Seen some decent stuff there. I mean, I guess we just spelunk here.
It is rare, but it has a chance of happening. All right, I'm going to check whom we have down here at King and Queen Evelyn's, or King and Queen of Feymarch spots. We have Bigan
Waving.
and I'm scared.
Not
I'm
gonna
no
bother
longer scared.
grabbing magic.
Did I pick up any boxes?
Wait,
No, I did not.
when-
So we are going to take one of these Avengers We're going to throw it over the Crystal Sword and just go straight into the Avenger Glitch.
So I can upgrade to a bandana for both of them then. Bandana goes on you, so I'll give you a bandana. Bandana is slightly better than the headband, but they're more or less ubiquitous. I will probably take on Bagan while I'm down here, so that we can split up the workload. Go grab those ribbons first, actually.
All right, I'm going to attempt to get a blink off.
1, 2, 3.
That's a dead Cecil. Oh, well, that's fine.
Take this bandana off because it's not going to help.
So unfortunately, this fight is going to take just a bit longer than it otherwise would. And on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and resurrect Cecil. He's going to have lost the Avenger Glitch, but this might actually cause more damage to be dealt as a whole. We're going to see if I can get a cure off on him, which I'm not going to be able to. And he might be mimicked.
Oh, that's
Never mind.
an unfortunate turn of events.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
So-
throw down a tent here.
That's
You wanna-
Pale Dim at Leviathan spot down for a glass mask. Super useful.
It was EXP, I guess. Okay.
So if you liked watching somebody be berserked and swinging, well, have I got good news for you? It's about to happen again.
Yeah. Where is that? There we go. Oh, I'm getting really lucky here with these punches. Well, never mind. Wait. So you up, and then I'm gonna sit on
Why did I
Whack Kid
berserk him?
here. See you later. Exit mage.
All right, we're going to Quake. That's going to deal a decent amount of damage to Bigan, or as Sid likes to call him, Bagel Man.
Bagel Man, yeah.
He's the man with all the bagels.
Sure.
And that's Bagel Man down.
Yep. Only cost me my white mage.
Same.
The Avenger on Cecil is a pretty gutsy play. It'll drastically increase DPS, but at the cost of removing the covering ability that Cecil can do. So it's a very offensive gambit.
Nope. There we go.
What? Oops. There we go. Actually, I need to redo that because I may have messed that up. Just to make sure, and then put the crystal. And then
And I just realized I hadn't checked Rydia off as being obtained. So my apologies about that.
Now we will use those lives, which are very rarely used. We will just top everybody off here. That's not who I want to heal, but whatever. Luckily, with more than enough.
All right, so you said the Lukiki was in the 3-pack, correct?
Yep.
Which
So-
chest?
Upper left, so you have to walk on the poison tile. But other than that, there is nothing else in there.
Okay.
It's like a white stick, but we've already had that discussion one too many times.
So yeah, you know, normally the White Spear would be Kane's ultimate weapon, but the problem you have with spears is you make a trade-off of the damage for accuracy. So that's
That's
really
a,
the only downside that you
Gonna say
face.
spirits. Monsters.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have like a couple left here.
I'm going to throw out the Hourglass as well as the Mute Bell, and I'm going to stop them casting altogether.
Unfortunately, we only have the 2, so I had to let him go on the last one.
Oh, I've got 3.
Would some days. Gonna let the Quakes ride here because it'll be quicker than swinging 4 different times, and I have the MP for it, so it's not a problem.
All right. So we're going to pick up that Luca key now. Granted, ultimately speaking, all we're really looking for is the Baron key. If we can find that, then we are in Blitz to the Moon, grind, and go.
There's that other mute belt I needed. Nice. Never there when you need it.
I'm working on clearing front of self.
Over here too, because I want to do the check. We only have 2 left, so should be pretty quick.
You got Dark Tree Mobile in the back.
Yeah, we just got mobiles, so it's just the centipedes left.
Breath goes on Tella, that's fine. I just wanted 1 life glitch because ultimately I want to do something while I'm waiting for Pelham's turn. So that way I can get a lot more EXP.
Neat. Okay, they're both here in the 5-pack.
Okay. And you would be missing absolutely nothing with the Silver Apple.
Yep. I already used it just because it's like, oh, for fudge's sake. I mean, luckily this fight doesn't give a bunch of EXP, but that's still a little bit frustrating.
Is it the Toad Lady encounter?
No, I got my White Mage knocked out by the centipedes. Nothing special. All the fights are trash except for that Luca.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop checking at this point. Except for that one because I can.
And I'm going to hit Yang with the pan. AKA, I'm going to punish him.
What punishment?
And we get a Stardust Rod for it.
Well, game tried.
It definitely did. So I'll go ahead and check Sheila if you want to jump into Tower of Babel.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a tent. Actually, do I? Yeah, I'd like to drop a tent. Or no, I just need to heal here. I have enough magic otherwise. Cure 2? Oh, good. I finally got Cure 3. Nice. All right. Okay, so Fame March is clear. King, Queen.
All right.
Not done Sealed Cave because that's awful.
Here we go. If you're wondering what Sheila has, well, so am I. Though with us having as early access to the moon as we did, it's not going to surprise me if something's on the moon to put us into go. Rat Tail and a White Spear. So Pan is done. That puts me up to 8 key items out of the 10 that I'm looking for in order to be in shoot my character's levels to the moon mode.
That's 2 on the bottom floor. Avenger, good grief. Well, at least this will be quick.
I mean, you could leave the Avenger on Cecil for those siren fights. I'm going to make the really dumb check.
Eddie's going first right now, so I'm just tap, holding A, and letting it ride.
It might help if I menu down to the Luca key. So I'm going to make the really dumb check here.
Might as well. It could have a boss down there, theoretically. But...
Yep. And ultimately, that's what I want to check. Actually, I'm going to run out and save one more time just to make absolutely certain I saved. And now I know I have. So here we go. We're diving into the sealed cave. One of the longer dungeons of the game. Also one of the more frustrating dungeons in vanilla, because each of these doors that you open is an encounter. And these encounters are just a pain in the butt.
It can be nice in a corner case if you don't have access to sirens, because you can snake levels off them pretty easy with the right setup.
Especially if you have 10 key items, because then you're getting a lot of EXP
Hook.
per door.
In the bottom chest of the save floor. The bottom
Hook
room.
in... Why did I go the wrong way? Hook in the bottom of the save floor.
Mm-hmm. So that gives us another couple of bosses we can check.
As well as two more trap chests, 2 bosses, and another shop.
We still haven't located our dupe, but we do have a lot of characters in the wind, so it could be something as unimpressive as a Yang. Ooh, oh, please don't let this be what I think it is. Well, we have quite a few still out there. It's gonna be who I think it is.
Evil Ball spot is
How much HP does this guy have?
Leviathan.
18K?
So
Okay.
not worth, and the crystal sword is not needed.
Oh, fantastic. This is fine.
So I'm gonna come get that hook.
Just gonna wait for Diesel to handle this. Crystal sword being white element will do double damage. So as you can tell, I'm just deleting the D-lunars at the top here. So the only thing I'm missing right now is the rat tail off Sheila, but I don't... Baron key.
Cool. That's go mode.
Yep, and that's 9 key items too. So Baron gets us our crystal, which pushes us to 10, so we can grind on the moon. Nice. The only question is who we're going to get out of Baron. Probably nothing useful, unfortunately.
That is definitely the question.
We do have like a hybrid party. We could also check Hook to see what's in there, but the payout would probably have to be Sid, Kane, or Dupe Cecil.
Do you want to check that while you're slightly ahead of me?
Sure, sounds good. I'm gonna pop by the pot real quick, and that should leave me ready for the rest of the game. Plus, we want to go by there anyway to check the shops, because the value in there can be massive if it's adamant. Unfortunate we didn't find adamant key item, but maybe we'll run across it in Baron.
There's always a chance.
Don't think I'm going to bother checking the chests, honestly. I'm going to check the shops and check the character and the boss spot, I guess. Make sure I have everything I need. I need to get Bacchuses from Kaipo.
All right.
I
need to get boxes from Kaipo as well.
I'm going to go grab those right now before I forget.
And there we
got
go.
The silks, so that's fine.
I have been pushed to my 10 key items.
Bahamut exit we don't need anymore, so we're just going to delete.
So yeah, while we are preparing for endgame, there's going to be a pretty good grind segment going on. And while we're grinding Oslaughto, I'll let you take over. But before that, we're definitely going to be going through Baron Castle here before too long, which is not going to take too terribly long. The only real downside we face is that we do need to take on the Odin spot, which is kind of fast, but doesn't have a super high health pool. So we shouldn't have too much of an issue with it.
Yeah, since we already got rid of Demon Wall, there's Golbez, I think would be...
Wyvern.
Yeah,
Wyvern would be bad there.
Golbez would normally be imposing, but since we have ribbons and adamants, it's a minor inconvenience. The spell slamming is the thing that would be a lot more worrisome, honestly. Okay, nothing special in here. I don't need.
Speaking of adamants, I'm going to go ahead and grab my third. But I'm not going to equip it just yet, because I want to see who I obtain from Baron Castle. Thank you, Pinktail.
Oh yeah, I should
So-
probably grab that as well.
There's the Pinktail turned in for the adamant, and since I do have it, I'm going to go ahead and turn in that rat tail, and it yields a protect ring.
So we have Protect Ring and X-Gal in the shop. Actually, did that? Okay, no claws.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You're gonna take the protect ring.
I'm gonna see what body we have up here, and I will most likely take it over Tella, depending on what we see. Ideally, like a Fu would be nice here. Sid or Kane.
I was about to make the joke of saying you'd be nice there.
Yeah. Let's see what we get. Of course, we have a second chance at Baron. We have Sid. All right.
All right.
That is nice. So I'll just give him the adamant once we switch over instead of the power.
And I'm checking Baron's shop,
Yara.
which
Could
doesn't
be
have
worse.
much of anything.
Alright, so I'm not going to bother equipping him yet. I'll go get the adamant first, and then we'll do all the equipping shenanigans. Alright, Tella,
And
get
check the weapon
out.
shop, which does have the white spear, but you know we're not really looking for it, or we're not looking for that. And now I am into the
Why am I...
Baron Waterway for a free crystal ring. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm just going to call it here and cut my losses on the Sid.
I'm just gonna check 3 more chests, really. Silent
Yeah.
Stick, Poison Claw, and sure, I'll take that cabin. Why not? That cabin will actually be used after I get through the Kinatsu spot, which is the final boss to liberate Baron Castle. But we don't know who's going to be there. We may not even need to go fight the Odin spot.
Depends, yeah. If we run into either of our bosses on the way down. Again.
So here in a moment, we're going to fight the boss that we saw back at the beginning, and I don't remember what it is.
It was unimportant. That's all I remember. That's...
If I remember correctly, it wasn't a Lunar Sparkle, and that's all that I am concerned about. It was Bahamut.
It was a kind of a lunar sparkle if you squint real hard.
I mean, in a
Kinda.
manner of
He's-
speaking.
He's just a cave over. Alright, we're just going to leave the hovercraft here because I don't need it anymore.
All right. So now we're going to head up to the Kinatsu spot, and it is Valvalis.
So my grind will be not really much easier because I have Sid. I just won't have to juggle the arrows around. And because of it, I'll be able to throw out the hourglass with one of my other characters and then berserk with Sid. I grabbed 20 Bacchuses so that the grind will be a little bit less obnoxious. Because Sid's damage is just awful. It's just awful. He does overall have higher DPS than Kane, but the problem is that you run into the animation for the arrows actually takes longer at higher levels. Do I want that Kane too? Yes.
Do you remember where that defense sword was way back in the beginning?
Oh, no.
Was it in Eblin Castle?
For shops, let me see.
No, not shops. In one of the castle trapped chests.
No, I don't remember that specific one.
And that's a life stick.
Might find it on the way down to Odin's spot.
Yeah, this is one of the few times that I am actually going to go ahead and start looting again. The problem I have right now is that I kind of don't have a dragon spear anymore.
Oh yeah, the value is pretty low. I mean, you could go grab that Sid.
Oh, oh no, there's my dragon spear. Never mind.
Eyes are not functioning.
Oh no, it's not a matter of eyes not functioning. It's a matter of I just straight up did not see it in my inventory.
I think at this point, I'll just get rid of my Black Mage and take... Nah, I think it's best to keep the Black Mage here, because no, because I'm going to have to grind pretty high for Edge anyway, or Edward, so Quack is out. Kane is in.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be ahead of me when it comes to grinding. I'll
be able to play it a little bit safer, because normally I'm behind you in grinding to the point where I play it a little bit risky.
Yeah, because you hit Evelyn before I did, that definitely gave you a bit of a boost.
It was nice too that you were in here already, so I could consider my character choices and I didn't have to think about it at the time. This is one of the nice thing about co-op like this. You can get a premature look at kind of some of your future choices, and you can make them as quick as possible. Also, I still have that dwarf axe, nice defense stick. I want to get this iron sword off so I can actually equip the Avengers. I don't think I have any powers. Do I have extra? No, he's just gonna have.
There's a defense sword. Sweet.
Nice. All right, that resolved itself. Okay. Form. Swap into
Adamant.
And then I believe I'm gonna put you in the front.
Strength ring.
Save.
Headband. And actually, to arm back row, I'm going to equip the dwarf axe and unequip it. So, if you don't know what the back row glitch is, it allows characters to attack from the back row and deal as much damage as if they were in the front row. We also have a Mylon incarnation. It's Mylon Z.
So I'm not going to get punished for getting rid of the Pelham. Nice.
Pretty much. Fall flat into the deep ravine.
Old A Turbo.
Imagine holding A.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's Mylon Z down at Odin spot. We are about to have the crystal. And that is go mode. And we get a power shirt for it.
Neat. Yeah, but I could have put on the Avengers here to just turbocharge Cecil, but I don't feel like unequipping it because I forget all the time. So it stays in the inventory. All right, which means all I need to do is put the Dragon Lance on here.
All right, so all I have left to do is go grab Sid from Cave Eblin, and then I'm out of here. By the way, you cannot exit from Baron Castle using an exit item or the exit spell, as this is an area that is flagged as a boss area, since it technically does have two bosses within it. Baron Town, you can't cast exit from because of the Serpent's Road, and the same for Mysidia. But while I am going to get Sid, and Sid is getting ready to start his grind, Oslodo, it's all yours.
Well, I thank you once again. Yes, I'm still here, and I'm still enjoying this fantastic run of Final Fantasy III Enterprise. It has been our Final Fantasy Random Value Presents Rando Marathon. We are, of course, raising money for the Liam Foundation. We are still looking to beat that goal from last summer. It'd be nice to see. Let me take a little peek here, see if that's going on. While we watch our runners, we see Sonny going to grab everyone's favorite engineer.
The man who's made an appearance in pretty much every Final Fantasy game.
Except the first one.
Unkillable.
Definitely.
Yep, the first one he was not around.
In this game, he is definitely unkillable because he blows himself up going down the hole. He works himself to exhaustion at least 3 times.
Yep. Man of legend. You know what? Not okay. So we'll just heal everybody here real quick.
Coming up in the future for the Rando Marathon, there still appears to be 3 things on the agenda coming up. There will be a Simon's Quest randomizer coming up. There is still lots of time to get your bids in for the incentives. The character sprite of Link, Zerasuit Zamus, or Jason Voorhees. You can still get your totals in for that. There will be one more Final Fantasy 1 randomizer co-op bonus bingo race. I was calling the last one and it was very entertaining to say the least. And finally, we have a Legends of Zelda Oracles randomizer. There are 2 options, ages and seasons. You can still get your donations now to choose which one it is. Those times currently are to be determined, but don't you worry when they go live. This channel will go live and we will let you know.
Oof.
All right. I just realized I forgot to buy Bacchus wines.
I almost forgot the sirens. Luckily, I was parked right next to that cave, and my brain was like, oh yeah, I should probably get those.
Yeah, those sirens are going to be very important for us because we are going to B6 of the Lunar Subterrane, and we are going to be popping those sirens. And what sirens do is they actually force the rare encounter of the area that you're in. And in the case of the rare encounter for B6 of the Lunar Subterrane, it is King Ryu's.
Darugon. Yep, King Ryu's.
2 King Ryu's, and they are juicy when it comes to EXP. The 2 King Ryu encounter normally gives 90,000 EXP, 45,000 per King Ryu. But since we have our 10 key item bonus, it's going to give a grand total of 180,000 EXP if we life glitch them. Or they're 30,000 EXP per, 120 without life glitch, 180 with life glitch. If we decide to be mad enough, we can actually get multiple life glitches off in order to get even higher EXP.
So I'm just going to take 1 here to get a little bit of levels. I'm going to throw a tent down. It really is unneeded, but I'm going to check out the D-Lunar spot, which is a huge chunk of EXP that may be incredibly valuable information. So actually, we don't even need the tent. I just need to heal.
It's 100,000 EXP normally. It will be 200,000 in this circumstance unless we have a boss there that we can do the life glitch on. And we do have one boss that we have not seen that we can life glitch, which is the Baron in Guards. We've seen the Kaipo in Guards, which we would be able to life glitch. They'd actually end up being worth even more, but unfortunately, we will not be able to take those.
I'm just going to take them anyway, because it shouldn't be too terribly long. This would be a little bit quicker if I had a rune axe on me, but it's not the end of the world.
Magus Sisters?
Yep.
They're not going to be too bad there.
Yeah, they'll go down pretty fast. So just throw down some Avengers and turbocharge go.
But yeah, I appreciate that fun fact of the Final Fantasy series, Carter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the interesting things too is even though this is multiple characters, they're all boss bit. bosses, so we can't life them. It would have to be like Typo in guards, Baron in guards. There's a few other spots. All right, please kill Cindy before she revives the other ones. That would be nice. Here we go. All right, some easy EXP. Check the chest over here to see if there's anything super cool. Maybe another adamant armor. Asa and a crystal ring. It's not too bad. 24, so I don't really think I want to use that actually. I should do, however, is take off these Avengers. I'm gonna do something kind of goofy too. Where are you at? Item. Marcus is here. My Avenger's actually in the right spot. To the crystal item up here shortly.
So yeah, here's the power of the King Ryu grind. You may have noticed Sid just gained 20 levels.
Yep. That's
And
the
we're
reason I
just-
did it before the boss, so that it was pretty well set up.
We're just gonna keep doing this for a bit.
Kane can actually do
All right.
enough damage for once. There we go, buddy. So the
And-
Avengers... Go ahead.
I was going to say, ultimately what we are looking for in the grind is our characters to have approximately 1800 HP. Getting Eddie up to 1800 is a lot more of a pain, but it is very much doable. It takes quite a bit longer. What were you going to say, Sid?
One of the other interesting things with the Avengers is they give Berserk, but because we equip them on during combat... Oh, I should have life glitched there. That probably would have been a good idea. But because we equip them during combat, they don't overwrite the stats of the original weapon that we had on. So we get the nice instant inputs of the attack and the damage buff from Berserk. But we also managed to maintain the properties of the previous weapon. Just a huge power swing.
Yep, that is the Avenger glitch. So Kane's already almost dealing enough damage to take down King Ryu's in one shot. We're gonna test Eddie's damage here. All right. So we are definitely going to need some more levels here on Eddie.
Okay, good. Oh, that's going to be a little bit fucky, but fine.
Language.
Oh, my bad. This is going to be a little bit awkward. Because I accidentally left the Avenger on Kane here. We'll just use the Bacchus. Yeah, he's not going to do enough. You kind of see, like, the disparity in damage there from the pure Avenger damage versus the actual swapping out the weapon to get the bonus damage from Dragoon Spear.
All right, Sid's almost killing in one shot, which is good. And like I said, I'm just going till Eddie hits 1800 HP. Because we are going to take this Spoonword into Zeromus.
I'm going to push my luck with this. I'm under 1800, but I'm actually at the exact right agility. I could push a little bit higher, but I don't want to overshoot it too much. And I value Eddie a little bit less than I value having a good agility anchoring situation. So one of the things with Zeramus, like all enemies in this game, they actually have an agility anchoring that normally goes off of Cecil, but in the randomizer, it's been reworked so that you can change it to your center party member. And because I'm on a multiple of 14, we're on RA2, which will determine that we're at the lowest Z. If you want to give a more specific and better explanation, feel free to, Sonny.
So, yeah, relative agility is very, very weird in how it works. Because Zeromus specifically, you're looking for multiples of 14 on your agility stat. In this case, I have Purim at 28. Yes, I'm slightly under 1800 on Eddie, but I'm okay with that. And this is actually going to allow us to end up getting a lot more turns on Z than what you would think. Are you about to be going into Z?
Yeah, we're about to start it up.
Okay, so there is one question that always comes up, and that is, whose butt are we kicking tonight?
Yep. Let us see. That is the wrong item. That's the right one.
And I'm not too terribly far behind you going into Z. So, you're running Quad Zerk, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we are going to be equipping the Avengers on Cecil and Kane, and then we are going to be using a Bacchus Wine on Sid, as well as a Bacchus Wine on Eddie. This will get us set up to where we will be just dealing damage very quickly against Z in order to try to take him down as quickly as we possibly can. So here we go.
Look it up.
I did queue up a Bacchus
Immediately
with
punished.
Sid.
Let's go.
We got Darkamus.
So I'm going to be losing out on a fair bit of damage here and having to recover if I can't get the heal in before Big Bang, which is very unlikely.
I did not move my silk webs up.
If I have an elixir, I might be able to pop this off.
And I forgot to switch Kane off of the Dragoon Spear to the defense sword, which is okay.
Dang it. Had the elixir, but couldn't get it in time. It's fine.
And
Get that back up.
Kane gets targeted with the nuke, barely takes any damage.
Just
So that is really good luck on my end.
Probably will be wasting time getting Eddie back up here, but it's not that big of a deal.
So when you hear the crack boom of Zeromus dying, that will be time.
BDO rocks out. Go. Not a miss. That was it. This is a little bit easier to tell with flashing effects on, but this game is a little bit too aggressive with flashing effects to leave it on. One of the other things you may have noticed.
Time.
Nice. 20 seconds apart. Yeah, that mainly was getting Eddie wiped out. Luckily, he did most of his hard work before he hit the floor. But yeah, one of the things you may have noticed as I'm running and pausing from a lot of the fights. Running is for like lag management, but the pausing is to pull down the IGT. It's completely superfluous, but if you're doing certain glitch categories, you do need to get used to doing it. So Sonny has just kind of beat it into my bones.
Yeah, since I run no credit warp in vanilla, it is something I am very used to doing for manipulating our in-game time. and it is something that is very important for the no credits warp run.
It also keeps you like engaged in the combats too, so that you're not just like zoning out after doing a single input.
So that is Zeromus dead. Now, one thing Sid and I like to do is we do like to find out what our Supersmith weapon is. So if you all are willing to stick around for that, we can find that out. And if you all would like, I can show you how dumb the end of the no credits warp run is, since we have mentioned it quite a bit. Even though it is one of the vanilla categories, I actually do have a save on a vanilla FF2 that is set up and ready to go.
And depending on where the chain for Adamant is, it shouldn't take too long. Hopefully it's not too rude. 1:15:10. Not bad, not bad.
Pretty good. I know there was a point that I stopped doing IGT manipulation, so I'm not expecting it to be that low.
Yeah, the other thing that can kind of throw it off is resetting out of certain encounters to lead to a massive time swing. Oof.
114 flat.
I just stopped at one point. I don't expect it to be that low. Well, I can hang out and look for Adamant if you want to pull up that, so that there's something to watch while I'm chasing it down.
That would work. You okay with that, Osvaldo?
Yep, so package at Dork Elf. Yeah.
There's nothing that I'm aware of planned to go on this channel, so why not? Let's take a look and see what you can do.
All right.
That end.
Ugh.
Shouldn't have anything, so I'm gonna do that.
Actually, I do want Twin Harp as well, so that way we can show off the other fun thing that this randomizer has, which is alternate music for Twin Harp. So
Probably
let me make
somewhere on the moon. On that.
Yeah, let me make note of where Twin Harp is. So yeah, the ending sequence actually shows off where all of the key items were located within the seed. Now, we did have pass set as a key item for this seed, and what pass will do is it'll allow us to have instant access to the Zeromus fight, which can actually be your logical way to get to Z. Granted, the Darkness Crystal is going to spawn in an accessible location. It's not always great. I might be able to. I've never tried. So yeah.
There's several alternate grinds too that don't take you to the moon. You can also use Giant and get a bunch of EXP off for Fiends. You can do the D Machine grind in there as well. Darkness, yeah, we know this was Darkness.
So I'll find out what the music is real quick, because I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Charlotte.
Oh, you can go check the heart
In Toroya.
Okay. Masa has Adamant. Okay, that's easy.
So you're gonna go kill Ogopogo Spot.
Please don't let it be Wyvern.
Let it be Wyvern.
Oh, I hate you. One of the things I do need to do is actually make sure that I'm cured up and ready for this nonsense.
All right.
Yeah. Cheerful.
So let's see what the music would have been for Wyvern, or for there.
I gotta find an excuse to play Earthbound again.
So yeah, it's Earthbound music. All right, I'm going to get Vanilla loaded up real quick.
Can I just HP gate this? This will be fun.
So don't worry, your screen's not broken.
Actually, I can just do that. And problem solved.
I was in the middle of the 64 floor glitch. And so right now I'm just going to hold left forever. Fair warning, there will be some flashing from this.
Wait a minute, who would have thought?
So let me make sure my spells are set up on Fu correctly. Yes and yes. So
That's right, I gotta go up before.
you may notice that one of our spells turned into this interesting spell called Upco.
It's the only company I trust.
Don't worry, everything's fine. So we're going to cast Exit, and it's going to bring us back here. We're going to go right up left, and suddenly we're in the lunar core.
Hey, this looks vaguely familiar.
And now we
That
have
doesn't.
Golbez and Sid fighting Zemus? Something's not right here.
Never knew how I felt about Zemus kind of like being there and then just you never really get to check out his sprite. He just disappears.
So yeah, Sid's able to cast all sorts of spells now, but he doesn't do damage with them.
I mean, my spell proficiency is pretty low. I'm surprised I learned him, to be honest.
So now they're going to cast W Meteo, which is Twin Meteo, and deal a bunch of damage to Zemus. So I actually could end up pausing through all of this for in-game time manipulation, but it's not even necessary. Because all my in-game time manipulation for the 64 floor glitch is used for one floor in particular, because there is a thing that can happen called bacon. You will hear a sizzle and a pop if you get bacon. And the fun part about that is if you're actually running on an FF2 cart, you can actually break your cart by performing the 64 floor glitch. It will actually destroy the game if you're not careful and don't pay attention to your in-game time, your GP count.
Yeah, because this is like getting into memory that we shouldn't be addressing. So if
Pretty
we
much.
overwrite things inappropriately, well, guess you wanted a new copy of 4.
All right, watch Sid's damage of Meteo here. 2086. That's a really high roll.
Was impressive, honestly.
So the fun part about Sid casting Meteo is he can deal anywhere from 1600 to about 2100 damage, all in multiples of 2. So you'll never get an odd number of damage, but this Meteo is just gonna wipe both Golbez and Sid, and that's gonna be it for them. Now, I mentioned flashing happening, and we are actually about to be getting into the point that things start flashing.
Yeah, this is one of the nicest things in FE, I think, that you can turn this on and off depending on whether you're sensitive to it or not.
So if you've played vanilla, you know that Palamaporum get stoned. Or turn themselves into stone. How technically that is getting stoned.
Right, and
how
wrong
they
at the same time.
How they turn themselves back or get turned back is definitely beyond us, because they turn themselves to stone by their own will. Fun fact here, by holding L and R, you actually save 12 seconds in this entire cutscene. Shoutouts to Fred Coughlin for that.
Yep. That's part of the reason why we were running here whenever we could, because it's a lot of things in this game just lag, and you don't really notice until you start doing run buffering, and you're like, wow, that runs so much quicker.
So we're going to see a lot of the characters that we ran across throughout our adventure, and they're going to give us energy, vitality. Basically, they're going to fully revive us. Like, we're going to have life to cast on us without actually having to cast on us. Yes, Fred is the reason why the running strats is a thing in Z. By the way, there are twos here. Something's not right.
I guess we found the Dumas seed.
Yeah, there were also two gangs.
That is fair. I guess we're running with 3-1.
Pretty much. Okay, so you might remember we have the spell Upco. Well, we're going to cast it here. And you might be thinking, well, what's that going to do? It's going to cast the enemy skill Reaction. And what Reaction's going to do is it's going to blow Fu up and kill Zeromus, and that's the game.
I mean, he could have just done that to start with. I also love how your party is like different in combat because it's like actually addressing your normal party, but this cutscene is just hard programmed because they don't expect anything else.
Yep. So yeah, there you go. There's an FE seed and bonus no 64 end. Or not no 64, yes 64 end. Any percent no credits warp.
Ouch, ouch. So we're going to see what our forge is, and it is a Sure Rod.
Well, that'd have been nice.
Yeah, if I hadn't chucked Palom. So the rods are kind of unique in a more awkward way. This gives both the whiz and willpower, so it is decent for like Tella, but Tella's doesn't have good spells to begin with. Casting White's neat. It does decent damage, but because you already have the Stardust Rod and the Life Rod, like this, like two of them right here, they already give the plus 15. So most of the bonuses for the mages are unfortunately not so good. If they had like upgraded armor, it'd probably be a bit better. The weapons really pay out on the fighters more than anything because the stats just get ridiculous. That's it for the forge.
And we've seen what the music was from Twin Harp, so I believe that is everything for our run.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you all for sticking around. As always, thank you for having us for a bonus run. For me, this is run number 6 in the marathon, I think.
Yeah, it was a good chance to get a co-op run out of the way. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really thankful we got a chance to do it.
And yeah, thank you all for sticking around. Definitely give Free Enterprise a check out. Definitely check Free Enterprise out. Definitely check the classic FFR out. I mean, we've had so many randomizers in this marathon that I recommend checking out. Like, Rando's always a good time. So, yeah. Again, thank you all for sticking around. Sid, anything you got as final thoughts before we throw it back to Oslodo and close out for the night?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks everybody for joining us, and I had a blast with it. Thanks for having us.
All right, Oslodo, all yours to take us on home.
And thank you, Sonny. Once again, I'd like to give a huge shout out to both of our runners, Sonny Wrath and the Sid, for putting on a free enterprise clinic. Great time, very entertaining. Once again, I'm going to plug the fact that there are still other games open coming up. The Simon's Quest Castlevania 2 randomizer. There is another bingo, that's right, FFR bingo, coming back again. as well as the Game Boy Color games of Zelda Oracle's randomizer. Again, it's either ages or seasons. There are still incentives open for both that Castlevania 2 randomizer and that Legend of Zelda. Remember, all of your funds will be donated to the Liam Foundation. Great organization, great to support them. This has been it's a really great marathon. I would, once again, give what you can. If you can't give anything, by all means, just tell people. Have people come up, show up, watch more of these great randomizers. For our runners, for the FFR channel, for Free Enterprise, I am Oslodo, and I will see you in the next round.